What's going on, y'all? Charles here with the Traders Corner. Today I'm going to be doing a new video about a new trading process that I'm doing, and if, like me, you're on the journey to try to become a consistently profitable Forex trader, then hopefully this video might be able to help you out too. So let's get into it. What's going on, y'all? Charles here with the Traders Corner. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. We post content basically documenting our journeys to become consistently profitable Forex traders. And hopefully through that, you can pick up, some things that you might want to do or kind of not do from what the mistakes that we make or the right things that we do right and, the successes and the failures that we have. So today going to be doing a video where I'm basically showing you something new that I'm trying to do to try to get better, move my trading along, and hopefully, maybe if you don't do it the same exact way, maybe it's a process that you pick up and take for yourself and kind of make it your own thing, and then, maybe it helps your trading, because I've definitely seen it help my trading just in the short time that I've started to do it, and it's really helped me develop my system more and feel more comfortable with it. So let's get into it. Alright, y'all. So, as I said, I'm just going to be taking y'all through this new process that I'm doing, basically where I go through, and it's a process that I do to hopefully help my trading move along, help it move forward, and kind of just not try to chase my tail, but really just try to learn from my mistakes, the things that I do well as well, and all that good stuff. And that really comes down to really just reviewing my trades. Obviously being a part of Falcon Trading Guidance, there's a process that they recommend in there called ASR, or Advanced Self-Review. And obviously I do that, but I felt like I was not taking it as seriously as I needed to. And obviously you don't have to create a new process just because you feel like you're not taking one process seriously. But I felt like doing this before I did my Advanced Self-Review would help me while doing my Advanced Self-Review, and help me, it would just kind of make it go quicker, but I would also get a lot more out of it, and I would give everything the time that it was, that it was due, because I felt like there were, parts of the Advanced Self-Review that I would focus on that were important, but then there were other parts of, just reviewing the trade itself that I wasn't focusing on, and kind of vice versa. And I would give things, basically, you see what I'm saying, in that I would give things kind of unequal weight, and I feel like doing it this way kind of helps me, give really reviewing the trade the respect and time that it's due. So just very quickly, what I do, and the general gist is, so every trade before, as I enter it, or as I'm entering everything into this trading log I have here, and you can see that this is a log that I started new as a 420 this year. I just wanted a fresh start. But yeah, so basically I go in, take the screenshot, pretty simple process, but I think kind of the lessons of what you get out of it are very important. And so looking at this one now, one thing that I would definitely already know about this trade is that I messed up this. I messed up placing this structure personally, to my rules, and so I know that's already the case with this trade. I did an earlier review on it, but basically what I'll also do is I'll come in here into Notion, and I'll use basically, I'll go, okay, deeper trade review is just what I call it for the week of the last trading week. And then, I just put in, so what trade did I just do? I'm doing Euro JPY now. So Euro JPY on June 30th. And then, just toggle under it. And basically I just take this and also copy it into here. And I would just go through and say everything I see about the trade. And then from that, I'll say, did I think it was a good trade? Do I think I, should have done what I did over and over again? Basically, the test I give myself is if I saw this trade 10 times in a week, would I take it every single time, 10 times? And so honestly, So with this trade, like, yes, I would definitely take this 10 times out of 10. There's definitely some things about it that I don't like. And there's some things about it that I definitely do like. But, basically what I would do is I just go through and I type in everything that I can see about the trade, right? And when I say see, I think that's very important. And this is why I find this process very important to me, because I trade very much a price action strategy. And if you're not very like honest with yourself and kind of, I guess I'll even try to be honest with you. Like, I kind of try to trick myself into being honest with myself at times, because I know that, you're going to have a bit of bias and that you want the data to say that you're doing a good job, right? Which makes sense. Like, we're only humans. We want to be doing well at what it is that we're working hard at. But at the same time, if you're just going to lie to yourself, you're never going to move forward and actually be getting to the goals that you want to get to, right? And I realized I had a problem with that. I was really lying to myself about the types of trades that I was taking. And so basically what I do is, you know, I do things like this where I have to just sit down and I just write everything that I see like right now. And then I'll go back and I'll look at what I wrote down at the time of taking the trade. And then I'll review both against my trading plan. Right. And so basically right now, I'm just going to write down like what I see with this trade, just from this lower time frame screenshot. And then I also have a screenshot of the higher time frame as well. So I just use the daily as my higher time frame screenshot. And I also put that into Notion. So I'll just put that one above, create embed. And yeah. And so then now just looking at it here, I usually put it on to the screen, but I don't need to anymore because it's in Notion. So, because I used to, honestly, I used to do this do this process like in a notebook, but then I realized I need to start doing it more here, like online, where I had like screenshots, and like I would refer back to the screenshots while I was doing the process in the notebook. But I just figured like this would be cleaner, easier, wouldn't use up as much paper, and I could still get the same amount of stuff done. And I already use Notion for so much other stuff, as you can see to the left. But so basically now I'm just gonna go through, like, write what I see about the trade, write what I like about it, don't like about it, and then do the same thing with the higher time frames, and basically just go through and consider what I wrote analysis wise. So yeah. So I guess the last thing I would say about this process that's kind of important is that I try to, this time I couldn't do it for these two trades. I couldn't do it this way. But for example, like this Kiwi trade, you'll see that it's still, it says it as a win, but it's not actually a win yet because it's like still open. And that's just how I have my Google Sheet set up, to where it says, before I put the close price in, it just says it's a win, but obviously I know it's not a win. But basically what I'm saying is I try to do this process before the trade is closed. So I'm as honest with myself as I possibly can be, again, because like it goes back to this idea that, sometimes we can equate the outcome of a trade to the quality of the trade, when that's not the way it should be. The quality of the trade is really about, did I follow my rules? Did the trade fit my rules? Did the trade fit my plan? If that's the case, then it was a quality trade regardless of the outcome. But oftentimes I know I am definitely guilty of, saying that, oh, I shouldn't have taken this trade because it didn't just immediately drop. But like when I go back and look at it, I'm like, that's a textbook trade that it's just chopping around, or it's just that one time where it doesn't work, or those times where it doesn't work out, and I don't need to freak out about it and like lose my mind over it. And so again, when I'm reviewing trade and saying, would I take this trade again, I want to try to do that before I get in my mind what the outcome was. Because if I have in my mind what the outcome was, then I might equate something to being bad that it wasn't bad, or make something good that I really shouldn't take again, which is even worse, because now you're doing stuff into the future that you really shouldn't do in the future. And so, yeah, honestly, I'm just gonna like finish up this process real quick. And this is, basically the end of the video. Basically just wanted to talk about why I did it, give a quick overview of like what it was and how I did it. It's a very like quick process. And again, this is why I like it, because it's something where you feel like, you definitely did do a lot, because just doing this, just saying whether or not you would take a trade again, and really like digging down deep into why you like a trade or why you don't like a trade, regardless of how you trade, like regardless of whether you use indicators or like price action or like whatever you use. Like if you just dig into why you like a certain trade, why you don't like a certain trade, or why a certain trade fit your rules and why a certain trade didn't fit your rules, or why a certain trade was, more probable than another, which, we say more probable, like that's going to make it have to happen. That's not the case, and that's not what I'm saying at all. But basically, what I'm saying is, if you err on the side of taking more probable trades, obviously you're putting yourself in a good position to end up more profitable. So, like, why is one trade more probable than another? Why is one trade, you know, what's good about this? What's good about this trade? What's bad about this trade? Would I take this trade in this area again? Now we're getting into more price tags. But basically, what I'm saying is, you can go through and see, is this a trade that I want to have in my plan for the long term and continue to have until like I need to evolve it and change it with the market as the market evolves. So I hope y'all enjoyed this. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. You know, I'm just going to go through and finish up this process now, but I hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope provided some value to y'all, and please join us again next time. Thank you.